I'm Sam McKegg, and this is Saskatchewan. Between Regina and Saskatoon, there are at least 8 different Costco fan groups on Facebook. Yes, in a province of 1.25 million people, where just 3 Costcos currently exist, more than 225,000 people have liked a Costco fan page. Now, it's fair to say some people like more than one, and maybe they aren't all from here. I follow the Calgary YYC Costco page too because they get things there before they come to Saskatchewan. True story. This week, Regina City Council made headlines when they agreed to provide Costco with a $6.78 million incentive to build a second location on the west side of the city. So if you're avoiding the East Regina Costco because the crowds and the parking lot are crazy, it sounds like relief could be on the way. But why are we collectively so obsessed with Costco? And why did the city do this? Time to dig in. So first of all, the money for this incentive is coming from the Regina Land Development Reserve, and the city figures it will be paid back through property taxes within 7 years. Not surprisingly, though, some people are not happy about this. They don't believe the city should be incentivizing private business, especially a company as big as Costco. The company's December 2024 sales report says the warehouse chain is doing more than okay. They operate almost 900 locations around the world in 14 countries. 109 of those stores are in Canada. Globally, their net sales were $27.52 billion US for December of 2024. Yes, that is Christmas time, but that is also 1 month. So what's the issue in Regina? Costco canceled the deal within the Regina city limits to build out at the Global Transportation Hub. That's the provincially owned land west of Regina because the land was cheaper. It's land that's subsidized by taxpayers because it's owned by the provincial government, which means the city of Regina was competing with the province of Saskatchewan. Regina Mayor Chad Bashinsky says it would have been a big loss for the Queen City. Here's what he told Adam Hunter on CBC's The Morning Edition.
Yeah, it was, how we got there was a little bit unfortunate. Again, it was highlighted that there was a deal in principle a number of months ago that was canceled. Ultimately, Costco was looking at some land outside the city, and we learned yesterday, that was at the GTH. But ultimately, when we put this money forward, it's an investment in a anchor tenant that will it'll provide jobs, hundreds of jobs. It will provide growth for that area. It'll provide other commercial entities to develop around that anchor tenant, and ultimately provide somewhere in the realm of $500,000 a year in tax revenue from Costco alone, not to mention everything else in that area. So, ultimately, it's how we got there. We'll still work through that, and we're going to be talking with our provincial partners in that capacity. But the end result is a positive one for the city of Regina, and especially the west side of Regina.
So here's the thing about Costco's. As the mayor said, they bring in more than groceries in bulk for good prices and cheap hot dogs. They drive construction investment in the areas around them, whether that be housing or other businesses. They also bring about a community online. One of those communities is the Regina, Saskatchewan Costco Lovers Facebook group. It has more than 50,000 members. Stephanie Wilkinson has become somewhat the unintentional face of the community, and she is here to talk about it. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
Why do you love Costco?
Oh, geez. You know what? I love it because, A, it's close to my house. Like, I live on the East End, so it's very close, and I can get there in 5 minutes or less. I love the prices. I do. I have a family, and we can get pretty much anything for our house at Costco, which is amazing. And I know for myself and my family, we're on a budget, as everyone else is. And when I can go to Costco and get a large quantity of something that is, yes, it's pricey still, it's always going to be, but I look at the same item at a normal grocery store and it's half the size but the same price, and I'm like, I'm gonna get it from Costco. I'll have extra. I have no problem with that.
How long has this love affair gone on?
Oh, geez. I would say really, really love affair-ish in the last 4 years. we always had a Costco membership for a long, long time. And when it was in its past location on the East End, we went, but not as often. We'd go like once a month kind of thing. And we ended up actually letting our membership lapse for a little bit just because we weren't getting as much out of it. It was just an awkward driving space, parking, crazy. Still is. Nothing has changed on parking. But once the new location opened up and through the pandemic and everything, it seemed like a safe space to go because there were so many protocols being in place that you had to stay 6 feet away from people. It was following all the rules, and I was okay with it. I wore my mask. I went to get my stuff. I got my stuff and left, and it was amazing. And then I felt a sense of community over a few years with the Facebook groups that started because of the pandemic and everything. Everyone wanted just a space to escape, I think, and that became Costco, and that was really it for me. And I joined these groups, and I started posting more and just helping others, and it was amazing.
Looking at the current state of what is the new Costco in East Regina, do you think we need a second location to serve people?
Yes. Yeah. At the end of the day, I think it's needed. The East one is very busy. There are definitely times of day that it's not too bad. Like, I don't like big crowds, and I go first thing in the mornings or right before they close, and it's not so bad. But if you go middle of the day, any point during the week, it's packed, and weekends, forget about it, kind of thing. Like, yeah. It's massively packed, and I think a lot of comments online have always been like, we need that second location. There's a lot of people on the north and the west side of the city that don't even go because it's so busy and it's so crazy, and they don't have time to get there. And even though we have this tiny little city that you can be anywhere in 20 minutes, it's still an inconvenience for people to go that 20 minutes. So I think we need that second location.
As a citizen of the city who also happens to understand architecture, infrastructure, development because of your day job, what do you see as the benefits and drawbacks of building a second location?
The benefits, I think, is really what the city is trying to achieve here is if you build it in the city limits, you're creating that tax revenue in the future years. And Costco is a big company that draws in a lot of businesses. I think that development area, Westera, it's ready to go. Like, that's the big thing with Westera is it's ready to go for development, and there's not that big draw yet to it. There's some houses out there. There's a beautiful park out there. There's some companies out there already, but I think it needs that development. And with the way that the city is being designed and planned and going forward, I think that is one of the big areas that could be developed really quickly, and I think Costco can bring in that development for it.
What would you say to people who criticize that Costco takes away from local businesses and away from the city center?
I totally get it. Like, you kind of have to play the odds a little bit. You want to shop local for sure and help the people in your area as much as possible. So I amazing when you can do that. My philosophy with Costco is even though it's not technically like overall a Canadian company, we have the Canadian side of it. We have all our local people, our employees. They're all residents of this area. They're helping Regina people. And it's one of those things that it's like there's a lot of shades of gray because it's giving benefits and giving good jobs to Regina people, and Regina farmers and Saskatchewan farmers are getting their products that they wouldn't normally get out to a big business are being bought from Costco. And I know there's quite a few smaller Canadian companies that have started putting their products at Costco, and it's amazing because all of a sudden they're growing like exponentially to fill Costco shelves. So
let's talk about the fan pages.
The fan pages, yeah.
In Saskatchewan, between the two cities, I found 8 pages dedicated to Costco with thousands and thousands of members. There's probably others. I just didn't know the keywords to look for. How did you find your way into the online Costco community? Was it the pandemic?
Yeah, it was definitely the pandemic. I joined Hit the SCO first, and that was probably when it was only like 500 members kind of thing. It was like within the first couple weeks. And that kind of just exploded it. And there was other pages that started popping up because of it, which was hilarious and awesome at the same time. I'm originally from Edmonton, so I joined the Edmonton Costco page, found out that, yeah, they usually get stuff a day before anyone in Regina. I ended up joining 2 of the Calgary sites because, again, they got the stuff a day or 2 before we did. Saskatchewan, I joined them all. I'm like, why not? And it's very interesting watching what comes in at different locations. There's a lot of stuff that we don't even get here, which is a little sad because I'm like, oh, I wanted something like that. But yeah, they've just all exploded and they all have their different quirks and different information. And so I kind of just follow them all and post to a few of them. And it's a lot of fun.
How did you end up so involved and ended up becoming the face of this one particular group, the Regina Costco Lovers?
A friend of mine reached out to me when I was on the Hit the SCO primarily and said, hey, I'm on Regina Costco Lovers. Would you like to join that one too? And I was like, I didn't even know this one existed kind of thing. So about a year ago, I joined that one. And at that point, she was one of the moderators on that site. And she's like, it's getting busy here. I could definitely use some help. So I joined on to help her out, and it kind of just kept going from there. I was posting my regular stuff of like different things in the store. That was kind of the main draw for me. I like helping the people. Mm-hmm. I know it sounds goofy, but I've gotten a lot of comments from people over the years that have been like, I've been looking for this item. Thank you for posting that it was here. I finally had a chance to get in to go get it. A lot of people are from out of town that shop at Costco, so they don't see everything every day. Not that I go every day, but I go on a very regular basis. But yeah, I joined because a friend reached out to me and became a mod on that site, and it's just been awesome.
When you say it's busy, how busy is busy?
For the Costco fan page?
Yeah.
Well, as you said, there's 50,000 people that are now on it, and we don't have to do a lot, really. We have to get rid of spam and stuff that comes in. It's an open site, and so there's definitely a lot of spam that comes in, and we're clicking and deleting it. There's some confrontational people that, I mean, you're going to get that no matter where. It's a pretty chill site, and it's a lot of fun. Most people are just at it just to enjoy Costco, so.
Do you get anything for doing this?
No, I don't get anything. I just do it for fun. It's on my own dime. It's on my own time. I just enjoy doing it.
Then why? I mean, what keeps you coming back? You're posting, you're being part of the community, you're helping people. It seems like quite a bit of work. Like, how much time do you spend doing this?
Oh, geez. I generally go 3 times a week, maybe 4, dependent on what is going on. Like I said, I have a full daytime job and everything, so I can't go all the time. But I don't have an hourly amount. It's a fair amount. I usually go Saturday mornings. That's pretty much my go-to, and I spend an hour in the store and take a ton of pictures and everything of different new stuff that I've been seeing and everything. And then I probably hang out on the couch and do my little write-ups and everything. It probably takes me another hour on top of that, but I don't know. I just enjoy doing it. And like I said, the feedback that I've gotten from 90% of the community back to me is, we love your posts. We love that you give information. You're so helpful to the out-of-town people. You're so helpful to the people around the city. You let us know when something comes in that's a popular item, because believe me, there's some popular items on there. And I just do it to help people.
Would you stop? Could you stop?
Yes, maybe if it ever becomes too overwhelming and just not fun. I do it because it's fun to me, and it gives me a hobby in a weird way. And it's one of those things that as I've become a little more popular, there's always negativity on social media. So there was a little bit of I got to pause. I got to get back in my own head kind of thing. And so, yes, it could happen, but I don't know. I'm still doing it. I love it. It's fun for me. I don't know. I don't think there's something that would drive me away from it. I enjoy doing it, but I guess if there was a lot of people that were like, no, we don't need this anymore, then maybe it would go away.
Do people ask you to buy stuff for them? You said you get a lot of feedback, a lot of comments. Do people ever reach out and say, hey, can you pick this up for me since you are there so often?
Yeah, I definitely get a few messages here and there. My phone kind of blows up on certain days when I've posted something like, hey, can you go grab that for me? And 9 times out of 10, I've already left the store after I've done my post. So I'm like, the next time I'm in, I'll take a look for you. I do get a few requests to pick stuff up. I get a few requests to, hey, have you seen this item? Especially stuff from the States, surprisingly, because people see a lot of stuff online from the American sites and everything. And I'm like, oh, that's not here, unfortunately. But yeah, I do get quite a few requests, I guess, and I try to help as much as I can. I don't usually pick up food items. That's one thing that I'm like, I don't have the fridge or freezer space
because you shop at Costco.
Because I shop at Costco.
Is it worth, based on what you talked about the United States and the things that people post, I know some people, because of these groups, will take road trips down to the States or from province to province to go shop at a new Costco, and they'll share their Costco finds. Is it worth people from Saskatoon coming here to Regina or people from Regina going to Saskatoon to scope out their Costco? Are they pretty much the same?
So again, because my family cabin is in Alberta and everything, we drive through Saskatoon and we usually stop at the Costco just to check it out. I find they're very, very similar in products. The 2 Saskatoon sites, to me, are a little less hectic, a little quieter, a little
because
more,
there's 2 of them.
Because there's 2 of them. They're a little chill. There's definitely been days like we're coming back on a Sunday afternoon and it's 4:30 and everyone's just trying to get their stuff and get out kind of thing, and it's the lineups to the back of the store as well there. So there's definitely busy days, but I don't know. Products-wise, I find they're very similar. Like, I wouldn't say there's anything crazy different. I have noticed, because of the fan pages and everything, when you get a popular item, that doesn't always go to each city. Mm-hmm. So something that's really popular here in Regina is still available in Saskatoon because it hasn't blown up and gone crazy yet. So that would be my only thing that I would say difference from like Saskatoon to Edmonton to Calgary. Fairlife, for example, that seems to be a popular item. I found Fairlife in Edmonton, no problem. So I think it just depends on what's hot in different cities.
Before I wrap this up, I have to ask you about the pumpkin pie. Because I have heard, and I know you talk with people that work at the store, that the Regina store sells more pumpkin pie than any other store in Canada, maybe more than anywhere. Is that true?
I have heard the same thing, that Regina has the highest sales of pumpkin pie in Canada. Whether or not there's a statistic that you could actually find on it, I don't know. But yeah, Regina orders more than any other store in Western Canada for sure to make sure that they have enough pumpkin pies. But they sell out every year.
And is that one of the reasons you love Costco?
I mean, hey, who doesn't like a pumpkin pie, right?
For $7.
Yeah, for $7. I can't make that cheap. No, my daughter actually, that's the only kind of pie she likes. So I'm like, hey, I'll get a pumpkin pie. Me and her will share it. My husband's like, nope, I'm good with an apple pie. And we get to share a whole bunch of whipped cream on a pumpkin pie.
Well, Stephanie, thanks for giving us a little behind the scenes of what it's like to work in one of these fan pages. And I guess we'll see what happens when it comes to this second location. But we appreciate you making some time for us.
No problem. Thank you for having me.